There's been an upsurge of interest recently in the visions of Fatima. What we understand about those visions makes a significant difference of whether in the end time, in these last days, we'll be deceived or not.
In the small Portuguese village of Fatima in 1917, 3 shepherd children claimed to see a lady shining brighter than the sun. At first, the villagers mocked them. Even their own parents doubted. But as the apparitions continued, the lady revealed secrets, messages so powerful that by the end of that year, tens of thousands would gather to witness a miracle that the newspapers of the day described as beyond explanation. For more than a century, people have wondered about these secrets. 2 were revealed early on and proved to be astonishingly accurate. But the 3rd was locked away, sealed inside the Vatican. Even the popes who read it hesitated to release it, as if the words themselves carried a weight too heavy for the world to bear. What could be so terrifying? Why did the Church guard this message in silence? And what does it mean for us today? Before we begin unfolding this mystery, kindly take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Now, let's go back to where it all began. Fatima, 1917.
Now we finally understand not only what happened, but how it bears on us as Christians.
It was May 13th. 9-year-old Lucia dos Santos and her cousins Francisco and Jacinta Marto were tending sheep in the fields of Cova da Iria. Suddenly, a flash of light cut across the sky. They thought it was lightning and prepared to head home. But then, above a small oak tree, they saw her. A lady clothed in pure white, radiating a brilliance that felt like sunlight, yet did not hurt their eyes. "Do not be afraid," she said gently. "I will do you no harm. I am from heaven." The children were stunned. She asked them to come back to the same spot on the 13th of each month for the next 6 months. She urged them to pray the rosary every day, to make sacrifices for sinners, and to bring the world back to God. The lady's tone was tender, but behind her words was urgency. For humanity was walking down a dangerous path. During one of the later visits, the lady opened her hands and a great light shone. Suddenly the children were given a vision of hell. Sister Lucia, who later recorded the experience, wrote that it was like a sea of fire filled with souls. She recalled hearing cries of pain and seeing terrifying shapes of demons. The children shook in fear, but the lady told them not to lose hope. She explained that prayer and devotion, especially the rosary, could save souls from this fate. This was the first secret, a reminder of eternity, a warning of what happens when humanity turns away from God, but also a promise that prayer could change everything. The second secret was both a prophecy and a warning. The lady said that the First World War, which was raging at that very time, would soon end. But if people did not stop offending God, a far greater war would break out. And so it happened. 2 decades later, the world was plunged into the fires of the Second World War, bringing destruction on a scale the children could never have imagined. But the lady also warned of something deeper, something that reaches into every home and every heart. She said sin would spread across the earth, harming faith, tearing apart families, and even threatening marriage itself. Sister Lucia later explained that the final battle between good and evil would be fought over marriage and the family. And when we look around today, we can see how accurate that warning was. Marriage is often treated as unimportant. Families are broken by division, and children grow up without the guidance of faith. The lady's words echo in every corner of modern life, showing that this prophecy was not just for 1917, but for every generation that followed. By the autumn of 1917, word had spread about the apparitions. Crowds gathered at Fatima each month, hoping to catch a glimpse of the children or to see something supernatural. Skeptics mocked them. Officials tried to silence them. But the lady promised a sign, something that no one could deny. On October 13th, more than 70,000 people gathered in the fields. The sky was gray, the rain poured, and mud covered the ground. Suddenly, the clouds broke, and the sun appeared. But it was no ordinary sun. Witnesses said it began to spin like a wheel, casting colors of red, yellow, and blue across the sky. Then it appeared to tremble and plunge toward the earth. People screamed, fell to their knees, begged for mercy. And just as suddenly, the sun returned to its place, and the ground, which had been soaked with rain, was instantly dry. This was the miracle of the sun, one of the most documented miracles in modern history. Even newspapers hostile to the church carried the story, because too many had seen it with their own eyes. This was heaven's seal upon the message of Fatima. After her cousins Francisco and Jacinta died young, as the lady had foretold, only Lucia remained. She grew into adulthood and eventually became a nun, Sister Lucia. But she carried a heavy burden, the third secret. In 1943, after a severe illness, her bishop ordered her to write it down so it would not be lost. At first she resisted, so shaken by its contents that she could not bring herself to put pen to paper. But in January 1944, she finally obeyed. She wrote the secret on a single sheet of paper, sealed it in an envelope, and gave instructions that it was not to be opened until 1960. She said that by then, people would understand it better. The envelope was later sent to the Vatican, where it was read by popes in private. Yet one after another, they refused to make it public. When Pope John XXIII read the secret in 1959, he decided it was not for his time. Pope Paul VI read it, but also left it sealed. Pope John Paul II, after surviving an attempt on his life on May 13, 1981, the anniversary of the first Fatima apparition, requested to read it. What he saw shook him deeply. In the year 2000, the Vatican finally released what it said was the third secret. It described a vision of a city in ruins, filled with the dead. A bishop dressed in white walks slowly through the destruction, praying for the souls he passes, until he too falls under attack and is struck down before a cross. The Vatican explained this vision as a prophecy of the suffering of the Church in the 20th century, fulfilled in the assassination attempt on John Paul II and the many martyrs of that time. But doubts remain. The vision was striking, but it contained no direct words from the lady, only the scene itself. Many scholars and faithful have long suspected that part of the message remains unpublished, perhaps the explanation that would make the vision unmistakably clear. Whether or not the full text has been revealed, Sister Lucia gave us enough hints to know the direction of the prophecy. She repeatedly warned that the family and marriage would be at the heart of the final battle. She urged prayer, especially the rosary, as the key weapon against the darkness spreading through the world. Looking at our times, her words ring true. Confusion spreads faster than ever. Families are torn apart. Many have abandoned prayer, and faith itself seems under attack, not only from outside, but sometimes from within. The third secret, then, is not just about one event or one century. It is about the ongoing struggle between light and darkness, faith and unbelief, family and chaos. It is about the choices we are making right now. So why is the Church terrified about this nun's prophecy? because it touches the deepest wounds of faith, warns of trials yet to come, and confronts us with the reality that the battle between light and darkness is not only outside us, but within the very heart of the Church itself. Whether hidden in the Vatican vaults or revealed in the unfolding of history, the truth of Fatima cannot be silenced. Sister Lucia's testimony continues to speak. Pray, repent, hold fast to Christ. For in the end, the prophecy is not meant to terrify us. It is meant to prepare us.